Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is set to provide many different twists and turns as well as surprises in this film by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, what's really exciting about Episode 9 is that we do know that this film, at the end of the day, is going to be, well, a revelation film. It's going to provide a lot of revelations that will lead to saga-wide implications within the Skywalker saga by director J.J. Abrams and even creator George Lucas, and how everything is going to be utilized to really change how we view the prequels and the originals. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions and one of the set leaks, this is where things begin to get very intense for the Dark Acolytes and Darth Vader. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing about all of this is that it's described that one of the scenes that were filmed during the month of October of 2018, just late last year, involved a sequence that is set to appear in the first act of the film, where 9 unnamed actors portrayed the Dark Acolytes, surrounding a large stone structure that was said to be very similar to the design of Stonehenge, where all the actors playing the Acolytes were kneeling down in front of a green screen. It said that one set of the costume designs involved a weathered and damaged version of Darth Vader's suit and helmet that was used as the actual Sith Wraith of Darth Vader, that is said to have been used for reference material for CGI, that however over the charred burned Vader armor. Now, the costume design was dubbed as Vader_Resurrection Sith Wraith 505. It's said that the Sith Wraith of Darth Vader is described to be an attempt for one of the acolytes to gain the power of Darth Vader, where though it is attempted, it does not work as one of the acolytes die by rapid decay from the dark power of Darth Vader's Sith Wraith, where the spirit is unable to bond with its host. It's said that this serves as a trial before Palpatine's resurrection. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, we do know that Episode 9 is really going to utilize the concept of resurrection in the beginning and at the very end of Episode 9. So, with that being said, this is most certainly JJ going back to the drawing board from Star Wars Episode 7 and looking at, of course, the concept of bringing back Darth Vader into the mix / Anakin Skywalker. Now, what I like about this is that we do know that Episode 9 is really going to introduce new types of Star Wars lore that we have never seen before on the big screen. And with that being said, you know, the Dark Acolytes are going to be shown in this film and explained in the very beginning of this film. The Acolytes of the Beyond, that's what they are usually called in the books and the novels out there. And what I like about this is that this is showing us the power of the Dark Acolytes. They essentially are using this ancient Sith power to resurrect Darth Vader's soul / spirit that's actually called a Sith Wraith that is able to bond with one of the Dark Acolytes for a couple of seconds before it ultimately is able to bond itself to the Dark Acolyte, where the Dark Acolyte ultimately dies, unfortunately, because the dark power by Vader's Sith Wraith is just too much for the body to handle, and it decays it rapidly. So that leaves us down to 8 Dark Acolytes that are alive and well at this point in time, and one of which is said to be Matt Smith, who eventually gains the power of the Sith spirit of Palpatine himself. That is actually going to be called a Sith Wraith as well. So what I like about Episode 9 so far is that J.J. Abrams is really trying to go with the original scripts of Episode 7. You guys may recall that one of the original drafts of The Force Awakens actually wanted to bring back Darth Vader back to life in a very unique and original way by use of a Sith Wraith bonding with one of the Dark Acolytes. And this by far is the biggest hint and or indicator of Vader coming back to life in some way, shape, or form. Though it may not be Vader as you know him in, of course, you know, the originals or at the very end of Revenge of the Sith. It's not the same exact Vader. But it is indeed Vader's personality coming back to life in the form of a Sith Wraith and bonding with the Dark Acolyte for quite some time before that Acolyte decays and dies. So for some time in the film, it is planned by JJ to bring back Vader to serve as a demonstration of what's going to happen between Matt Smith's Dark Acolyte and, of course, the spirit of Sidious. And with that being said, you know, I think the fact that JJ's really trying to do crazy and wild things with this movie is to really set up something new, to really lay down a foundation, to build towards something larger for the Star Wars franchise, whatever canon it may be, you know, TV series, film, canon books and novels and comics and video games out there. The list goes on. You know, JJ is really using The Rise of Skywalker as a foundation to really introduce new types of Star Wars lore. And this really isn't all out of the question, because we do know that at one point in time in the comics, Vader entered the spiritual realm and witnessed many unnatural things that fans would have never expected to see in even a Star Wars comic. And I think that's one great thing about Disney and Lucasfilm so far, is that they're really trying to do something similar to what the Expanding Universe did, where they're trying to explore that wild side of Star Wars while also keeping it very well even in the actual film. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. No, I'm not the one from night to moon.